The launch and continuation of Kai's solo career is one of the best decisions SM Entertainment has ever made. After nearly 5 years as a soloist, he has yet to have one release that was anything less than perfect. Kai always has a very clear artistic vision and aesthetic in mind, which also contributes to his identity. When you hear that he's releasing a solo, you simultaneously know exactly what to expect and feel excited for the new style that awaits. Cohesion is a big issue in the field of K-pop, and Kai always manages to pull through with a cohesive yet well-expanded project that manages to defy all expectations, even the highest and most positive. Usually, I would say that a good soloist evolves. Changing it up sometimes is always a key detail in the longevity of a solo career, and differentiates one from your average run-of-the-mill soloist. However, Kai's most recent project is comparable to his first in so many ways that I almost find myself disagreeing with my own theorem. Both his self-titled mini-album from 2020 and Wait on Me from this year draw on this sensual and alluring concept, but in two entirely different ways that really showcase exactly what I want to see in a solo artist. Despite not being creatively involved, Kai manages to perform each song like it's going to make or break his career. He's one of those idols that will always give 100%, and a prime example of the closest someone can get to a true artist without actual creative involvement in the K-pop industry. In his group EXO, Kai had already shown himself an exemplary performer and role model for many 4th and 5th generation idols. But I feel he was probably one of the most deserving idols of a solo career. He really has it all, and he can't showcase everything within the confines of a group.
Take it easy, no stress.
Wanting to talk about Chungha's solo career is the reason I made this video. I genuinely see her as the perfect soloist. She's an all-rounder, collaborates with her songwriters and choreographers, and knows exactly how to present her art. Whether or not she's directly involved with the creative process of any given song, she gives it her all and knows how to make it interesting. She's a fantastic dancer and fantastic vocalist, and she can even rap well if she needs to. I think a lot of newer fans are unaware that she was once in a group called IOI, which was the predecessor of IZ*ONE, and they were huge at their peak. I still remember how iconic her Produce 1-to-1 freestyle was, and how crazy people went over her dancing, and very deservedly. She absolutely weaponized that momentum and hype for her skills in dance by continuously paying homage to different styles of dance throughout her solo career, eventually narrowing it down and zeroing in on the voguing, whacking and tutting focus that she has now. Chungha has always been conscious of every single aspect of music, leading her to having some insanely rare genres within her discography. Despite this, Chungha still manages to have a very succinct and established musical identity, a flair to her music that's uniquely her, and a lot of it has to do with her distinctive voice and ability to implement so much emotion into every single song, no matter the concept. Alongside this, Chungha's longevity as a soloist is also something that's been super impressive throughout her career. Longevity is something that's difficult for a solo K-pop artist in particular to achieve, and the fact that she's been at it for 8 years without a declining quality at all has been extremely admirable. Seulgi's solo career has always followed one concept: riding the line between gritty and polished, as the bias list puts it. Her solo debut with 28 Reasons succeeded her group debut with Red Velvet by 8 whole years, raising some eyebrows about the relevancy of a solo now of all times. And yet, it ended up absolutely blowing everyone the hell away. 28 Reasons followed this riding the line concept with a horror twist. The entire album zeroes in on this concept, which is something I love to see in a K-pop comeback or release. Accidentally on Purpose, which was Seulgi's second release as a soloist, focused on the idea of treading the line between insanity and happiness. Rather than the whole album exploring this concept, the theme was shown through teasers and the incredible music video for Baby Not Baby that went along with this project. I really think she could deliver on absolutely any theme, and the general public would absolutely eat it up. Seulgi's ability to phase between concepts is one of the best things about her as a soloist, Her potential is absolutely infinite, and I hope to see a lot from her whether or not there is a future in store for Red Velvet. Additionally, she's similar to Chungha in that she's overwhelmingly talented in absolutely every field. She's a dancer, choreographer, vocalist and songwriter, and fantastic at everything she does. Seulgi legitimately has it all, and her solo career could go literally any direction from here. Jungkook's solo career perfectly encapsulated why he's called the Golden Maknae. He's without a doubt the best soloist out of all of the BTS members, and really the only one that particularly catches my eye. I would actually argue that he works much better out of the group than inside it, but he's not even the member I would consider my bias. However, what makes him special is that he has a very specific appeal to his solo work that's hard for idols to reach. With plenty of English language releases that are actually done really well, Jungkook steps fully into his identity as a global pop star. That global title isn't something that's easy for K-pop soloists to achieve, and of course he had a leg up with his group, but I feel he's someone that you can attribute a lot of their popularity to themselves. What sets Jungkook apart is his on-stage charisma and general star quality. His voice has a unique colour to it, one that's absolutely perfect for the Western market, and his performance skills are top tier. It's obvious that he's very inspired by Michael Jackson, but goddamn is he putting in the work to replicate his style. He's one of the soloists out of BTS who I'm just so helplessly excited to see where they go and what they'll do in the future, especially the Western world. Considering he's already single-handedly pulled in so many fans, I hope it's a motivator for him to continue.
Let's get dumb and break shit.
Yves is the prime example of a solo artist coming out of a disbanding group and how to execute that insane change of pace. Her evolution from an elegant main dancer and lead vocalist to being known for her hyper-pop adjacent and indie music is one of the most unexpected things to come out of Luna's End. When I discovered that she was debuting solo, I remember expecting R&B and soulful vibes, but then Loop and Viola completely defied everything I previously thought about her artistic image. Having your expectations shifted is one of the best things that can happen with a solo debut, in my opinion. Alongside her music, she is without a doubt someone I didn't expect to shine this much as a soloist. And before her debut as one, I'd felt she worked better in a group than as her own entity, but I was completely proven wrong. Yves has such natural stage charisma and presence that shines best when she's the lone performer. Not to mention that whatever this concept is that she's doing just fits her so well. Weird, experimental techie music with heavy bass is something we really needed a more mainstream K-pop idol to be doing. However, I feel like she's leaned into her non-mainstream persona a bit more, and almost feels more like an indie artist than a K-pop soloist. This niche that she's filling seems to be so fulfilling for her, and I love seeing an artist happy with their work and how far they've come. I've already made an entire video about Mark's solo career and how much I love his album, but I really felt like discussing him again in this video. Mark is more than an idol, he's an artist. On The First Fruit, he's credited as the main producer of every song with the exception of one out of the 13-track runtime. He's not just someone who assisted in the process of the album, he's the main person who created them. Mark is the kind of person I wouldn't just call a soloist, but a solo artist. He puts his heart and soul into his music, and even if he only has one album and a few singles out, he's one of my favourites on this list. His solo songs showcase not just technical skill, which they definitely do, but more importantly emotional depth. He reflects on personal growth very often in his lyricism, whether it be about where he wants to be or how far he's come. What makes Mark stand out is without a doubt his authenticity. He doesn't shy away from being a little vulnerable sometimes, and that relatability gives his music even more substance than it would already have from the incredible production. Additionally, his combination of genres but solid focus on hip-hop gives him and the rest of the NCT soloists a very clear identity, and one that has a great ability to be messed around with. Altogether, he's kind of everything I love to see in a soloist. And considering he's an idol I never really had my eye on prior to his solo album, that makes me excited for his future endeavours. Taeyeon is one of my favourite solo artists right now, for her introspective and quite meaningful lyricism that really digs at my heart sometimes. She has a voice that can bring an entire arena to tears, and honestly definitely has in the past. Taeyeon is often hailed as the queen of K-pop soloists, and for a very good reason. Her vocal control and emotional delivery are only the beginning of it. Her music and the way she plays around with genres is also incredibly interesting to me. Her voice seems to work with literally any genre, which makes her able to incorporate a wide range of styles into her discography. Her performance can work on anything, from weird experimental music like I Got Love, to EDM tracks like Why, to folk pop ballads like 1111. She has the ability to embed complex emotions into her music, often diving into themes like heartbreak, longing, and self-reflection with a maturity that's rare for K-pop artists, not just recently, but even throughout the years. Taeyeon isn't just a singer, she's an actress who uses her vocal abilities to give a real performance. That's another thing about her ability to perform. Of course, with 18 years of experience as an idol under her belt, she'd have to be a great performer. But it really blows me away how much charisma she has on stage. She seems to pull my gaze towards her, no matter what she's doing. She manages to make every song, every performance perfectly personal and makes the listener feel like they're really experiencing something rather than just giving it a listen. Taeyeon is an artist that I would kill to see live, and I hope she's still touring when I have the time and money to see her. I feel like, seeing my channel name or just knowing me as a person, you would have to assume coming into this video that I would absolutely discuss Taemin's flawless solo career. Spanning the course of 11 years since his solo debut, Taemin has absolutely become the model of what a solo career should look like in this industry. One ace, yes, ace, with an established reputation in a group, flipping the genre on its head with every single release. One thing I'd like to say about Taemin's time as a soloist is that not once has he ever repeated a genre in a title track. Usually, this is completely unavoidable. What happens, happens, and what's relevant at the time, genre-wise, is something to absolutely take into account when preparing a release or comeback for the K-pop audience. So, the fact that Taemin has had 12 solo projects over the years and not repeated genres for the title tracks a single time is extremely impressive and really shows his versatility as an artist. Taemin is, obviously, my favourite K-pop idol that is also a soloist, but he's also my favourite solo artist in general, and I feel like his artistry severely outweighs the standard that is given to a lot of modern K-pop soloists. We're kind of in the golden age of soloists, and I would easily attribute that to Taemin's, as well as the other shinee members, attention to their solo careers. His involvement in production, songwriting, and the creative process altogether are such an admirable quality for a solo artist to have, and something I hope to see much more of in the future.